Hey guys, I just got done with day one. We're still sitting here in the parking lot. Man, it was, I guess, an okay day. You know, when you look back and you think about it, you know, it started off really slow. I had probably 40 minutes of ride around time, and I idled another little patch that I hadn't idled, and I saw a lot of fish out there. I thought I did. And so I leave from there and I go to what I thought was my best group of fish. It was a pretty big area, and I caught like 3 fish there, but I was just shocked that the score tracker was not going off any faster than it was. And I leave there and I go to my secondary spot, and there's a few other boats, you know, right there on it. I was just amazing to me on a big a body of water as this is. That's how good these guys are, that we all find the same stuff. It's just amazing, just crazy amazing. But that group of fish ended up being a lot better than I gave it credit for, because in practice they were both largemouth and smallmouth there, and today they were both largemouth and smallmouth. Caught a couple 3-pound largemouth, but there were some really good smallmouth in there. I think I had a 411, and I just really sat down in there. I put that trolling motor on spot lock, and I just used that active target and just picked it apart, just, you know, wagon wheeled it, you know, making casts all around my boat once I was right there in them, and really started to climb up that leaderboard. So it was good. You know, just I lost a few fish. It is what it is, but man, I'm happy with my day to get a good start.
It's a keeper. I see he's a keeper.
He better be.
Tail's good. Come on, baby, be 2 pounds.
Oh yeah.
2 pound, 1 ounce.
Sweet. I caught a lot of fish on that bait right there. That's just a really waterlogged max scent flatworm, green pumpkin silver. You know, I was Texas rigging that. I had a little 1/0 hook on it just to keep it weedless, you know, because I was fishing around a lot of grass. Had a 1/4 ounce weight, 8-pound test, 10-pound floor or braid, you know, to 8-pound leader. But you know, one of the keys for me with this bait was not setting the hook, because I'd throw it out there and you'd have brim, you'd have yellow perch just bite it nonstop. As you can see with that tail, what it's all chewed up. And it's just, it'd be that drr, drr. I mean, you could just, it was obvious. And then all of a sudden you'd get a deal that would just go, and it would just start pulling, you know, and you never felt the bite, but that was when you set the hook. That was a big smallmouth or a largemouth when the bite was like that. You know, I also caught a couple, you know, really key fish just on the old Wacky General. That's just something that I have rigged up a lot. You know, if I saw one really fairly high in the water column with my active target, I would throw that bait right there out there at them, and was able to put some fish on the score tracker with that bait also. A really key bait for me was the topwaters. You know, I didn't catch a lot of fish on them, but I could cover more water and it would let me know where those fish were at. I'd have one come up, they would show themselves. You know, that's the biggest challenge when fishing big offshore massive flats like this is, you know, if you just go to drop shot and around, you're never gonna cover any water. Well, by throwing this topwater, I was able to cover a lot more water, and then those fish would give away their location. I did catch a big largemouth on this. It was a super cool bite, the largemouth that ate this bait. I mean, first I saw him on my active target and he was at the very bottom, and I was actually reeling my bait in really quick to make a presentation with my drop shot. And then I seen him shoot up, so I just killed my bait, and I don't have any line out. And then I see him behind the bait, you know, like I see him sharking it behind it, and I twitch it, ooh, he hits it, and I twitch it again, and he engulfs it. I mean, just completely annihilated. Golly, eat it. Look at the size of that one. You're not gonna believe this. I saw that fish on my active target come up for it.
That was a good catch.
Golly, that was cool. I seen him, I was reeling in to get my bait, to get my drop shot, to get on him on the bottom, because I seen him on the bottom. Golly.
That was a good catch right at the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Tails are good.
I told you I caught some largemouth
3
here
pounds even.
in practice. This is what I caught in practice, was those right there. Easy, buddy. That's just a Jaywalker 100, the junior size and bone. It was a really cool bite. You know, I had some phenomenally cool bites in the all-time top 10 today, but that was one of them. Now another bait that I tied on. So I caught a fish. You'll notice in this video, like I'm always watching that active target, and I made about a 70-foot cast, and I'm kind of like reeling it, but it's so calm. My line on top of the water is making a V at 30 feet from the boat. Well, I see a fish come up towards that V of my line. Well, I really quick reel it in, and then I drop it 30 feet away from the boat, and I catch like that 2-something pound smallmouth. I thought he got it. Man, I landed on his nose. Big one, I think. Maybe not. I could have swore it was a largemouth, but it's a smallmouth. Not that big. Oh, we will definitely take him. Oh, we didn't like that. Man, he swallowed it too, didn't he? Which way does it need to go?
Way to go.
Just like that.
2 pounds, 9 ounces.
2.9. When I saw that fish was relating to the V of your line, you know, anybody knows when that line's coming across the water, it's making a little V. I mean, I immediately got down in my boat. I dug this thing out. It's just a Berkeley surge shad, and because this is just a wake bait, it makes that V in the water. And man, my very, very, very first cast on it, I think I caught him. I don't know, it may be awful big wake bait for these smallmouth. I've caught him on a wake bait at Oneida before. Well, that didn't take long. Gosh, it's a big one too. Golly. I like it when a plan comes together. Just stay on there, baby. Just stay on there. That sucker is as long as my leg. Oh, there's a bunch more with him. Do I do it? He's on that other one. Come on, come on. This sucker's a big one. Come on, fish. There he is right there. I mean, a big one. Oh God, I just lost all the hooks. They just all come out, every one of them, but the last one, I got him hooked in the side. Gosh, dang it. I had him hooked so good at first. And now he's just barely hooked. I got one hook in the side pectoral fin. Gosh, dang it. No fish. No fish, no. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Come on, baby. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Golly, come on, buddy. Oh, he's just barely hooked. Come on, buddy. 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 Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, gosh. Open that mouth. Looky there. Looky there, boys. Looky there. Looky there.
4 pounds, 11 ounces. You gotta let this one go before you can.
Oh, you're supposed to get a picture and you didn't get one. And of course, he's not very big. Come on, dude, open up. It's out of sight.
£1 pound, 13 ounces.
Dang it. Start that time, pretty please. Another fish catch that was really frustrating with me on that was I had one right as lines were out. And I think the fish hit with 5 seconds to go. And I am reeling, and as I'm reeling, I'm cranking that drag. Like, you know, when you're reeling, I'm cranking that star, trying to get it tighter. And I'm just winching that thing in, and I didn't get it in, you know, and it would have been a 2 3/4 pounder. Yes, frustrating, but you know, right now at this point in the event, it's not costing me anything. I don't know, the event's not over yet, but I sure would have loved to at least put that fish on the score tracker. I caught it, I just didn't get it over the gunnel. That's one thing about in our sport, when they say lines out, the fish has to be over the gunnel. Well, when he said lines out, I was still 10 or 15 feet away from the boat with that fish.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lines out.
Sucks.
Oh my.
The biggest key for me today was the active target. You know, just I studied that thing big time. And you'll notice something new on my boat this week. I put a turret on there, you know, made by Right Height. It's just a really cool tool that I have mounted right there on the side of my boat, and I am able to use my active target independently from my trolling motor. So I could put that trolling motor in spot lock, yet I could scan all around as I was trying to look for those fish. You know, going into day 2, I don't feel like that spot's gonna sustain the boats. You know, there's 3 other boats there at one time. two other boats for sure, and everybody's in the top 15. I don't know that I don't know that a fella could survive there to make it the knockout round. I think somebody's going to have to find something different. I obviously got to go in there and try just to see how it's going to go in the morning, but I'm not going to be married to it. I'm going to be pulling the trolling motor up fairly quickly and going and trying to find something else if I have to. Guys, just got done with day 2. What an up and down day. I don't know how else to describe it. You know, when I got to my starting location where I caught a lot of those fish yesterday, there's a lot of other boats there, lots of local boats. I mean, everything from a john boat to pontoon boats to ski boats to full rig, tournament rigs. That's a popular spot. I didn't have any idea. I'd never fished it before. There were a lot of people on it. I didn't see anybody there in practice. So it's obviously big time community. So I bailed on it really quick, and I made a run, and I wanted to fish some docks that I felt like would have been calm. These docks I'd fished a couple events ago, you know, previous events, and done really well and had lots of fish on them. And I pull up, and then like the second cast, I'm not even nowhere near a dock. I catch like a 214 largemouth, and I'm like, I am gonna train wreck him down this stretch.
We got one too if I get him in. Oh, get in here, buddy. It's a good one too. Sweet. What a decision. Look how good. Hang on. Come on. All right, it's good.
Oh, you're good. I don't need to see it.
214.
214. I didn't get a bite, like not one more bite down the whole stretch, which was really, really frustrating. So I left there and I ran some more into some big waves. I mean, it was rough getting there. And it's a spot that I felt like had a lot of fish on it. And I get there and I see one on my active target, and I drop down to it and I set the hook, and it's a big one. It's like one of them 4.5, 5 pounders. And I fight it, and I'm all jacked up talking to my boat official. Like it's like, this fish is in the boat, you know. I've had him to the top 2 or 3 times. It's so good to get another bite. Isn't it? You were getting bored back there. Just name it. Just go ahead and say it. What happened? Broke me off. Got me in that rock. Gosh, dang it. Dang it! Nothing I can do about that. Golly. Edwin. A strip drag, and there's a brush pile down there. Somebody's got some brush piles out here on Champlain, and no doubt 100% he got me in that brush pile and broke me off. And that fish cost me 10 grand. There's no, when you watch the rest of this video, you know, I started the day in 7th, and I fell like a rock the rest of the day. I felt like I was gushing blood, like somebody cut both wrists and it's just bleeding all out as the day's going on. Then I finally catch one. It was pretty well, like I tried another area where I caught those first few fish, and then I come back to where I caught all those fish and I catch like a 2-something largemouth. And man, it's just like finally caught one. And stopped the gushing, and then they come up schooling, and I catch 3 really quick, and I feel really good, like, and then they come up schooling again and again, and I catch some more fish out there on those schoolings, but none of them were scorables, and I knew that I needed to catch one more, and that I was going to make it, and like I'm going to say, you know, it's kind of a strange day because we had 2 weather delays. That's why it's so late right now. We didn't get done fishing till like, I think 7:15 was lines out. And after that second weather delay, I mean, you guys will see the video. It rained sideways. They were saying 50 and 60 mile an hour winds. I don't know. I had my head, I'm just like this the whole time. I mean, my boat official said he was holding on to the boat. He thought there's tornado. I was like, man, there ain't no tornadoes in New York. But it blew really bad, like super, super bad. I just had my head down like this the whole time. I never even looked up, but I could tell it was windy and rough, and yeah, it was pretty bad. Anyway, we get out of that weather delay eventually, and I was like, man, I have to catch another one. I was in 15th place, and I catch a 4.3, and I'm like excited. Pretty important fish right here, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Lord, for the bite. Now I just need to land him. Oh. Thank you, Lord. Golly.
I'm nervous.
I needed that one.
Here we go.
Good too.
4 pounds, 3 ounces.
Yes. Now I've got 58 pounds. And in my mind, when I looked at what the guys did yesterday, 21 pounds was the cut line. You add 21 pounds to 24 pounds, that's 45 pounds. And you know, I said it on social media this morning, I think 45.4 is gonna make the cut. Wasn't even close. This group caught them really, really good. I would have thought, you know, our cut the first day was 23.14. You double that, call it 48. I had 58 pounds. Yeah, I had 58 pounds and I still didn't make it. It's just frustrating. In the last 5 minutes, Scroggins caught one, and I missed it by 2 ounces. 2 ounces. 2 ounces. So if I land that fish that broke me off, I never dreamed that I'd have such a tough day today after my day yesterday. It's just such a humbling sport. Frustrating. What would I take away from the day? Let's talk about that for a second, because I felt like I did a lot of good things. I tried different areas. Maybe I didn't try them enough. You know, I sure spent a lot of time in that area where I caught all those fish yesterday. And maybe I should have just took off and I don't know. You know, I had some fish that I'd caught further up Miscoy Bay in practice on that bridge. I never went to those, and I had that other group of deep fish that I didn't go to. But they were getting pounded with waves, so I felt like I did good. You know, I didn't stay in that one location all day. I tried docks and you know, I tried different things, because, you know, that's just what you do to make it. And to miss it by 2 ounces hurts, because I felt like I had a couple other areas that I hadn't fished yet that I needed to fish. And that's the thing about it just goes by so quick. You know, in this format, that if you ever running around, you know, you're falling down the leaderboard. And looking back, you know, I'll know more after I watch the event, but I feel like largemouth were a lot bigger player than the smallmouth. You know, I just, that's going to be what happens. I think largemouth, especially today at the Clouds, was a big player, and I feel like that's what I've missed. And, you know, I didn't do any of that. You know, I was out offshore fishing. I caught largemouth offshore fishing, but I caught a lot more smallmouth than I did largemouth. So Champlain's never been very good to me, guys. I'll just say it. It's kind of one of them thorns right there in the side, because I don't think I've ever had a very good finish here, ever. And, but I'm learning. I might throw every waypoint out that I have in that Lawrence right there, and the next time I come here, just look at it brand new. It's just such a big lake. I need to truly, honestly It's one of the few lakes that I would love to come spend a couple weeks just to learn. It's so big, so vast. You can't cover it in 2 days of practice. You can't even remotely get close to covering a tenth of it in 2 days of practice. And I need to come learn it. I've never took the time to really learn it, you know. And I feel like I used to know Ticonderoga pretty well when there was deep grass down there, but I don't think there's any deep grass anymore. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep my head high. You know, if we're gonna take positives away from it, I had a 411 big fish. That's gonna really help me for heavy hitters. I don't think the points are gonna kill me as far as making red crest. You know, I should finish 43rd, 4th, right in there, 42nd. So I should be okay. I should be okay. I'll need to catch some bass at St. Clair. I can't have a bomb, but I should be okay going into the last event. And that's what we're gonna think about, guys. That's where I'm gonna focus my energy and not dwell on this one. So can't wait to get to St. Clair. It's gonna be an awesome one. It's gonna be in September. Appreciate you guys following along. Tune in next week. We'll have another episode for you. I think it's going to be a pretty cool episode. We filmed it up here in New York and fished another part of Champlain that was I'd never fished before, trying to learn it. You know, it was during that off limits section. You know, they had the upper portion we could fish and the lower portion. They made the whole middle section of the lake off limits in this tournament. So I went down there and filmed on my off day and caught some big smallmouth. So you guys are gonna have to watch that next week too. But so my power stop breakdown, guys, you know, caught a lot of fish on a drop shot. Flatworm, 8-pound test, 10-pound braid. Caught some really key fish on that Wacky General. Caught some key fish on those topwaters. You know, one of them was that surge shad. I caught a really big fish on it. Caught a couple good ones on that Jaywalker 100. You know, those were my main baits. Yeah, that was everything that I really used. You know, I did end up catching one other fish, you know, on that vibrating jig today. But, you know, one thing I experimented with today was I put a longer leader on it. I put a fairly long 24 inch leader just to try to get it up above that grass. I felt like those fish were down, but I didn't want my drop shot getting all the way down in the grass. So I put a pretty long leader on it, and I did end up catching that 4.3. Maybe I should have been doing that more, but appreciate you guys following along, man. Thanks a bunch, and learn from my mistakes. That's what I'm gonna leave you with. Learn from my mistakes. Don't break them fish off.